Lunch break is over. Continuing. Okay. Yeah, we're on to Group D now, which has people in it. I set up the game, I actually forgot who's playing. I just have RSL cast.
Unlike the other groups, which definitely did not have people in them.
They were all just subsidiaries of, it was the, what was the Google AI? The DeepMind. Oh crap, I was supposed to be like, okay, hey, we're back with, I should probably change the name to Group D. Here we go. Alright, let me, oh god, I need to turn off the, okay. If you are watching this and you are playing in Group D of the RSL Tolerable tier, or you just want to cast some games, or you just want to like chill and watch StarCraft, you can join the open the open Game 1 voice channel on the RSL Discord. Just hang out, watch some games. If you want to watch the replays for yourself, they will be hosted on the US West server with the game name RSLcast and the password 123. But for right now, we're going to get right into the game. We have actually no, hold on. You haven't done much. Do you want to introduce the players? Actually, hold on, no, because you're not in the game. You're watching from the Twitch stream, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll introduce them now, and then you can maybe come in to announce the next game. But in the top right... What?
Sorry, go on.
In the top right corner, we have Blobfish from Team Rev playing as the yellow Zerg Brood. And in the bottom left corner, we have Ami Ashen playing as the purple Protoss tribe. Ashen
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was gonna say you should just go on without me because my mouse has spontaneously decided to stop working.
Classic. That sounds about right. Sometimes computers do be like that. So yeah, I hope you can get it fixed. But in the meantime, Ashen is going for a gateway opening, and yeah, this looks pretty tight because you can fit the forge right in there, and you just kind of have the opening above the gateway and between the gateway and the forge. And yeah, gateway first is a really good opening. However, Blobfish is going an early pool, so maybe these Zerglings will be able to get over in time to really threaten Ashen's expansion here. So we're going to see how that plays out. Blobfish doesn't scout, so he actually doesn't know that it's a gateway expand just quite yet, but the drone will make his way over here to see it coming. Ashen is then going to throw down his Nexus a little early. Oh, his probe does not get picked off there. But usually in the gateway expand, the standard is that the Nexus goes down at 23 supply. So I think Ashen might have cut some probes or something along the way here. So he, oh man, he's gonna get the Blobfish is putting on the Zergling pressure. He's also going 3 hash behind this, and yeah, Ashen doesn't even have the Nexus started yet. So he really needs to get his probe out there. Maybe retreat a Zealot to the ramp. Oh, he's playing safe. He's getting the Forge instead. Yeah, I'm not too sure about this because it still feels like the Blobfish is still going to be able to like pick off the gateway or do a lot of really serious damage. Okay. Ashen, good micro from Ashen, good micro from blobfish. They're getting a lot of damage done. Ooh, the Zergling doesn't get away, but now blobfish is going to get inside the base, but the Zealots go to intercept on the ramp. Great play here by Ashen, great micro. Ooh, but a small slip up. 3 Zerglings do get in the main as the can goes down. The Nexus is very delayed for the Gateway fast expand, as Ashen continues to just play the standard, gets the Cybercore and the Assimilator. No probes have been picked off yet, but there goes one down. Yeah, Zerglings in the main are always annoying to deal with, and behind this, blobfish is getting into lair tech. I haven't seen, doesn't look like a Hydra Den is coming down quite yet, but it should be here pretty soon. Usually get the Hydra Den when the lair is about halfway, so we'll see if blobfish is going to go for that. Zergling speed just now starting, so it's an earlier lair than it could have been, which means that this might be like a 3-base Muta type play. Still 2 Zerglings in the main, just really taxing the APM of Ashen. Finally cleaned up. Ooh, a poorly placed Overlord is going to get taken out by a Photon Cannon, and now blobfish is going to have a very supply blocked army, and it is going to be 3-base Spire, so we're going to see some Mutalisks come up here pretty soon. Ashen is getting into Stargate, so with no Hydra Bus coming, these Zealots can kind of just wander off and do their own thing, and unless a Sunken Colony gets placed, they'll probably are going to be able to get a lot of damage. 6 Zerglings are coming out, and 6 Zerglings are not enough to defeat 5 Hydralisks. The Spire's only halfway done, while the Stargate is very nearly complete, and the Corsairs are going to start being able to come out. Alright, let's see how these Zealots do fighting these Zerglings. Ooh, pretty bad. One gets completely surrounded, and take a lot of damage. They take out Zerglings, bit of a micro here. They kill a lot of the Zerglings, but it looks like all of these Zealots are going to go down. And with very minimal drone kills. I don't think he even got any drones. So that means that the sort of Zealot attack was just traded for Zerglings, and blobfish isn't replacing the Zerglings, he's just building more drones, so he really is just macroing super hard, and he's going to have the Mutalisks behind this. Let's see where the first Corsair for Ashen has just come out, so it should snipe this Overlord, and at least partially hinder the supply of blobfish for a while there. But with 3 active bases and a pretty good, like, for right now, compared to where the drones could be, it's a pretty healthy drone count. Probably needs to get about a good couple more to get these 3 bases fully mining. But there's the supply block. There's 4 Overlords in production, so this shouldn't. He shouldn't be supply blocked for too much longer. Let's see where these Mutalisks are. There's 2 flying across the middle, and there's 3 more sort of probably grouped up with them. But the Corsairs are just making a beeline straight to the Zerg base. There's a Scourge in production, so it might be able to catch one of the Corsairs out. Let's see if it's this egg. Oh, but the Corsairs do run, begin to taking out an Overlord. There's the first set of Scourge. We're going to see if they hit. They do, but they do trade an Overlord for it. Let's see what the Mutalisks are doing back at the Zerg place. They're just barely out of range of hurting that Assimilator, as another 2 pairs of Scourge are getting ready to be made to try and clear out the remaining Corsair. Ashen is trying to keep up Corsair production, but he does only have 1 out on the map, and the Mutalisks kind of are just realizing, wait a minute, we can just come in and kill a bunch of probes, and yeah, they kind of can. Unfortunately, the horizontal range of the cannon is not very ideal. The Scourge are really trying to take out this Corsair, but ooh, Unfortunately, the Corsair didn't run quite fast enough, and the Scourge tanked one shot and took it out. The army of Zealots is now marching across the map. The football team of Zealots is coming across the map to try to tackle blobfish into a game-ending state, but Zealots cannot punch things that fly, and the Mutalisks will scare them to walk all the way back across the map. Maybe they could harass the third, but Ashen is deciding, I'm just going to retreat to the safety of my base, start getting the Templar Archives, getting speed, really focus on this like Gateway Man style. He's rebuilding his Corsair count. He only has 2 right now, but it looks like Blobfish is going to try to switch into a Hydralisk play with Overlord speed and Hydra speed researching. Luckily for Ashen, the Mutalisks were targeting down the same Scourge, or the same Corsair that the Scourge ended up hitting, so he got a lot of free damage on his second, or a lot of free damage from his second Corsair. And however, the Corsair count has been reset again, and that makes these Mutalisks all the more scarier. If Blobfish wanted to really commit to a Mutalisk pressure, he would have the ability to, but he is committing instead to the full standard Hydralisk play. 3 High Templar on the way, 4 High Templar from the way from Ashen. He's rebuilding his Corsairs. He has 1 out and wants to really get maybe 2 or 3 to be able to deal with these Mutalisks. He gets the Archon, and you really hate to see the Protoss making the Archon to try and deal with Mutalisks, because it is so hard to get it to actually work. Your micro has to be on point to catch the Mutalisks when they're flying around, and Archons are big, they're bulky. When they're in an open field, they micro like butter, but when you're trying to navigate them around SimCity, it is extremely difficult. The Archon is just going to try and maybe move out on the map, pick something up. We got a from Blobfish. He's mulling his options, trying to figure out what exactly he should be doing this game. And using his Ashen takes a moment of Blobfish's deconcentration and moves his Archon out. There's a powerful Zealot Archon force that's moving out, but Hydralisks do really well versus Archons. And there really isn't, you know, the High Templar, Storm is coming, but he really needs that Storm to be done to fight the Hydralisks. It looks like he'll be fine. Now Ashen is getting his Robo Base, so he's going to have observers in time if Blobfish tries to get a lurker play going on. But it looks like he's right now just sending these Hydralisks out. Small group kind of almost gets caught, but this flank has the opportunity to catch a lot of High Templar. His Archon moves to cover it. Oh, that was very close. Losing those High Templar would have been really bad, because really those are the units that's going to allow Ashen to actually fight in this game. Hydras are just going to run. One gets picked off, but just going to run off as Blobfish is controlling his units around the map. The drop screen, they mean from the, apparently there was some lag going on in this game, which will make microing the Storms a lot more difficult from Blobfish. Oh, the Hydras, they pick off 2 of the 3 High Templar, and they dive in to get the 3rd one too and try to run out. They lose most of the Hydralisks, but they're a lot easier to replace than High Templar are. Blobfish is doing really good micro, pulling back damaged Hydralisks, resupplying his previous Hydralisks, although, okay, this group is just going to stand and fight while Blobfish is macroing back at home, getting his new Hydralisks up, and continuing to produce more. He's taking his 4th mineral-only base, and his Mutalisks are scanning the map, looking for any hidden bases that Ashen might find. Zealots are doing a great job tanking for the Archon, but blobfish target fires them down. Archons are super fragile against Hydralisks, because Hydralisks do their full damage and they fire very quickly. For an it's not like a Dragoon where the Hydralisks do full damage against Dragoons, but Dragoons are firing from a safe distance. The Archon has to go right up onto the Hydra ball and take damage from everything. So these Mutas must be on patrol command, so they see the Protoss force and begin to chase it. Blobfish rallies them out. There's some Hydras sprinkled across the map to try to prevent the Protoss from swinging around the bottom to kill the third base. 2 hatches are about to go up at the mineral only, and that will bring Blobfish's total hatch count to 6. Actually, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to have some 8 hatch play. Blobfish is going to be able to really easily replace his army once we get into the later games and all these hatches get online. Yep. Dragoon does get taken out. Ooh. Great storm, but great micro avoiding it. It doesn't actually catch any of the Hydralisks. And Blobfish is able to just keep pushing forward. The High Templar are going to have to force to morph into an Archon because they don't have the energy right now to really contribute to the fight. Ooh, that's a really nice storm. It takes out nearly half the Hydra force, but there's still a lot of Hydralisks here. Luckily the Zealots are pushing them back, but their health is slimming down bit by bit. Now Lurkers are starting to morph. The Hydralisks pick off the High Templar, and they push into the base. They take out the first cannon. They'll probably be able to shoot down the second. The Zealots doing a lot of damage, and the probes are coming forward to help fight, but probes are like paper versus Hydralisks. Once these Lurkers finish, Ashen's going to have a really hard time resupplying and getting his army out of here. Luckily, this cannon in the natural base is helping out a whole lot, but he really needs those observers to come out to try and help spot these Lurkers. Otherwise, they're just going to be able to take complete control over this ring. There's the observer. Are we going to see the storm? There's the storm. However, Blobfish's Hydralisk reinforcements are coming up. Ooh, a very nice storm. It's both the Lurkers, and they should be able to very quickly finish off that third one. There's no resupply of Lurkers coming down from Blobfish into the fight, so that means that with this pure Hydra army, it doesn't have really the staying power that it needs. They snipe a High Templar, though. It's really important that Blobfish is able to keep doing that. So the Hydras come up, they try to take the fight. We see a couple of Lurker eggs come up, and oh man, yeah, there's just too many Hydras here. They're going to push all the Zealots back, and Ashen's going to GG, and Blobfish is going to take the first game of Group D. Nice. Ashen played really well there. It's just he lost all. Getting his High Templar snipe from Blobfish was crazy. Like Blobfish really pounced on that. All right. Our next game is going to be A-Bug versus Blobfish. So we're going to see how that works out. I think we're also probably going to pump the music and sound effects up a little bit. It looks a little low on the OBS. Alright. Here we go. Game 2 of the Group D of the Rookie Star League Tolerable Tier Tournament. In the game menu, we're gonna pump some sound up here, and then put the digital volume like right there. That should be fine. So, in the top right corner of Polypoid, we have A-Bug. And A-Bug is in charge of many smaller yellow Zerg bugs. In the bottom left corner of Polypoid is Blobfish, who's up 1 game in Group D. And if they win here, they'll be at least in the winner's circle and guaranteed to have a tiebreak. Both players scout horizontally. And we'll see if there's any changes in the structure of play. A-Bug did an extractor trick, so he gets his 10th drone out a little early. In fact, he's going to get a very fast hatchery off of that 10th drone. It's going to go down right there, whereas Blobfish is going to get his Overlord out and immediately build 2 drones behind it. So we're probably going to see a 12 hatch, or it's going to be a 12 pool. So, I am not a Zerg player. I just really enjoy the matchup, and oh, he's extractor tricking again? Ah, because the Zergling, the drone that made the hatchery. This is a very odd build. I think, why wouldn't you just make the Overlord? But there goes down the spawning pool. I wonder if he's going to hatch trick a 3rd time, or extractor trick a 3rd time. It looks like he is going to. And then there's the... Oh, nope, that is just a genuine extractor. And then the Overlord is finally being made. I mean, the timing of the hatchery is a bit faster, but Blobfish is just above, has 2 extra drones, and is already mining gas. And their spawning pool is already out, so I'm very curious what the reasoning behind this is. Also, okay, that's fine. It doesn't. I thought it might mess up the gas mining there for a second, but I'm very curious what exactly the numbers for this double gas trick work out to be, because it doesn't look like it's that too efficient. I mean, he's just now catching up to Blobfish in supply and in workers, and Blobfish is also getting a bunch of Zerglings behind this. A-Bug's own Zerglings are coming out, but speed is a little bit behind. Blobfish is now getting their lair tech because there really isn't any pressure present from A-Bug. So, yeah. I see where A-Bug and where Blobfish wants to take this game, because Blobfish probably is just going to want to get Mulus as fast as possible. Ooh, okay. The snipe on the Zergling, so Blobfish doesn't know what A-Bug's current tech level is. All he knows is that he has a bunch of Zerglings and that there's a hatchery in the natural base. He doesn't know that this isn't morphing into a lair yet. So Blobfish is going to start moving out, which leaves his natural undefended, but oh, he catches a lot of Zerglings out in the open, and that means that he's able to really divide and conquer A-Bug's army. So let's see, yep, he gets another, oh my gosh, they get wedged up right against the ruins there and taken out. Yeah, A-Bug is having to reinforce his ramp, and I mean, his expansion just might get completely taken out. He has to be very careful about how he engages here, but okay. Got the first round of hits. It looks like, oh, but Blobfish just runs right into the main. He's going to start taking out drones, and every drone kill he gets is very important, but he isn't going for any drones. He just tried to straight up fight, but he forced a lot of Zerglings, and Blobfish has the Spire behind this, while A-Bug does not have even the lair started. I'll keep sending these Zerglings. I don't know about this. This is just starting to donate a lot of Zerglings to A-Bug, where if A-Bug just says, you know what, I'm just going to run across the map like he is doing right now, if Blobfish isn't careful, he might lose his own mineral line. See, there's 6 Zerglings coming across, and there's 4 at home, plus another set of drones. Alright, let's see how this shakes out. I mean, the Overlord is kind of hiding the view for us, but ooh, while this is going on, Blobfish gets 2 more Zerglings in the main. They're very low, so they probably won't get much done. A bit of an overextension on the Zerglings there. They got taken out, and a roaming drone. And the Spire is almost finished, but there's hardly any drones actually mining here from Blobfish. He doesn't really have the resources to actually get Mutalisks, which, I mean, would win him the game, right? There's not even an evolution chamber. 1 Mutalisk is going to come out, but is that going to be enough? I mean, A-Bug's army just kind of rolls over Blobfish's own Zerglings, and yeah, he's saying, I'm going to go for the hatchery now. But this could just be a bait. This is just buying Blobfish more time to get his own Zerglings and Mutalisks. Because A-Bug does not have any Mutalisk defense, so a Mutalisk, if it can, you know, slowly pick away at these Zerglings, it will eventually, it's just a matter of time for blobfish to survive and try and take back the game. See, the Mulus comes down and immediately the Evo Chamber comes out, so blobfish is going to have to play defensively because of a couple of spores in the main. Yeah. 2 Mulisks will be able to defend, but he loses every single drone and just leaves the game GG. A-Bug takes game 1, or game 2 of Group D, so now our current standings are blobfish with 1 win and A-Bug with 1 win. We're going to move right on to our 3rd game, which is A-Bug versus Naklar for a PVZ. Game 3 of the RSL Tolerable tier Group D. We have in the top right corner of Polypoid a bug playing Protoss. Wait a minute, that's against the rules, isn't it? Was a bug playing random? Oh wait, no, am I looking at the wrong character? I am. I'm looking at naklar. In the top right corner. Oh god, okay. Usually I don't like switching the colors to the red and blue because I like having the variety of colors in Brood War, but those two are too similar. I'm gonna get lost. In the top right corner of Polypoid, we have naklar playing with the blue Protoss tribe, and in the bottom right corner of Polypoid, we have A-Bug with the Tiamat red Zerg brood. Naklar is going for the Gateway Expand, as is kind of fashionable right now. You see it a lot in the ASL, and you've seen it a lot in a lot of these games, actually. A lot of people are trying out the Gateway Expand because it just feels really powerful to get so many Zealots out at a time. Meanwhile, A-Bug is going hatchery first. In fact, it might even be 2 hatch before spawning pool, but no. It is a hatchery first into spawning pool, and then the 3rd hatch shortly after. naklar is going to scout that, and we'll see where he goes from here. The Zealot begins marching right on over. Yep. I think if he... Hey... we should probably slow down the regular game time. We have 1 drone kill with a couple very weak ones. He's gonna have to. It's gonna come down the micro here. I mean, he really needs to keep these Zealots alive. 2 Zealots, he might have a shot. Oh, the micro just a little off. And yeah, the 1 drone kill for 2 Zealots isn't great, but he puts on a lot of pressure. He's gonna force more Zerglings from the main hatchery. The probe is unfortunately going to get neglected and then die, and Zerglings are going to start running up to the main. Usually if you see your opponent is going for like hatch before pool, I think sending the first Zealot out of Gateway, the first Zealot from the Gateway Expand is pretty good, but ooh, another Zealot pick off, a really good surround by A-Bug. But it feels really risky to send that first Zealot out if your opponent is going like a faster spawning pool. Yep, so naklar is blocking the path with his probes, his Zealot, and the photon cannon is just about finished. So A-Bug is going, oh, he breaks in, the probe isn't on hold position, so he gets scared off. He surrounds the Zealot. He really needs to start taking care of the cannon because all the Zerglings are just running around to try to kill the Zealot. But it doesn't really matter because Zerglings will tear through the cannon at like warp speed regardless. And now a lot of probes have to come down and help, and a lot of probes are going to get killed. So 1, 2, 3, right. Yeah. Naklar sustained a lot of damage from that. This is not looking good for them. Especially since A-Bug is, you know, nearly over doubled up on workers and has 3 very healthy bases. No extractor anywhere here from A-Bug though. They seem to just want to be droning, and yeah, they're up to 4 hatcheries with no extractor. They probably are just going to try to keep ling flooding. Naklar.
Hey, who needs anything else when you've got lings?
True, best unit in the game, am I right?
Right.
Guess the only problem is, okay, now 2 extractors are going up at the same time, so A-Bug's macro is now kicking in a bit more. Yeah, he's just deciding, you know what, he did a lot of damage with those early lings, and he's going to say, I'm going to drone up, I'm going to get a lot of resources, 8 drones being made at once now, so he's going right up. The Stargate is just about finished from Naklar, so I feel like maybe a bug needs to throw down an evolution chamber to get some spore colonies out to protect his overlords, because I don't know if Hydralisks or Mutas are going to be available in time. Okay, A-Bug is now up to 5 hatcheries, is now morphing his lair, so gonna look a bit like a 5 hatchery Hydra. Maybe he's gonna go for a bust, which case Naklar is gonna need a lot more cannons at his natural base. Naklar's even opting for +1 air weapons for his Corsairs to try and kill overlords as fast. He's getting a scout, never mind. Naklar, the hero, the king. Scout man.
I wonder if it's an accidental scout.
Scouts are never an accident. Scouts are gifts. He's even going
Sorry,
double
Bernie
Stargate.
Scouts, I insult.
It's the dedication to 2 Stargate Scout. My god. What an absolute king of a Protoss. Unfortunately, Scouts don't shoot down very well, and Naklar is going 5 hatch Hydra. Which is why A-Bug should make a fleet beacon to get disruption web to save his cannons from the Hydralisk onslaught.
Of course. Standard plan.
I kind of want to actually, like, get Zerg in the RSL to just Hydra bust me a bunch, and I just keep going, like,
You just
disruption web
cannons.
until I figure out the exact perfect recipe of, like, okay, what is the exact situation we're going Corsair disruption web will work. And then you just get mass scouts and have a great time. Yeah, 2 scouts at once and the fleet beacon. This is the best game of the season, of the year, of all time. We were in double scout production. Dude, scouts are so fucking good though.
Against Hydras though.
You get 4 scouts with speed and they'll 2-shot an overlord, and like scouts fire a shot like every half second. So like you can kill a lot of fucking overlords with just 4 scouts. Yes, and he's getting faster scout movement. Oh my god. I think we found it. We found peak StarCraft.
Yeah, but this is about to bust down all of his stuff, and then his scouts are gonna be very sad.
True, which is why I would like to see just a ton more cannons get placed down by Naklar, because the scouts are an amazing unit, but he does have to survive that long. this build, like, you know, maybe if you had the money, teching up and getting like a Dark Templar or two to keep you safe. Alright. Unfortunately, the scouts come in. They do their best, but God, if Hydras do not do so much damage. With a sick micro away, leaves one scout alive. Oh, there aren't that many Hydras left. The scouts are pulling a miracle. 1, 2 fall down simultaneously. And it looks like A-Bug is going to take the game. A-Bug may win the game, but Naklar won our hearts.
Of course.
Of course. God, scouts are amazing. So now A-Bug is up 2-0, which means they are in the winner's circle. If they win their third game, they will be able to, they just are get the freebie. They don't have to worry about any tiebreakers. Unfortunately, before we can get to that, we're going to have a game between Naklar and Ashen. A PvP on, you guessed it, Polypoid.
Said you guessed it, and I thought it was going to be up.
I would love if it was Optimizer, but no. I think everyone just wanted to pick Polypoid to be safe and have a consistent, like, this is going to be the map we're playing on.
Well, I did miss most of the group, so...
Yeah, we've only had the one Optimizer game, unfortunately. And okay, they played in free for all. So we have the yellow Protoss Naklar versus the yellow Protoss Ashen.
I'm betting that the yellow Protoss is gonna win.
Okay.
How about you?
I think there's a very high likelihood that will happen, but in reality we have the purple magenta Protoss Ashen versus the dark blue Protoss Naklar. On the bottom left,
neither of them are yellow.
on the bottom left and top right of Polypoid, respectively. I mean, we can cast the game like this and just be like, the yellow Protoss is making a pylon, as is the yellow Protoss. They're also making a pylon in their base. The yellow Protoss is really wanting to play a standard game, as is the other yellow Protoss is perfectly happy to go there with them.
You just like make the audience guess who won.
Turn like switch the stream to just a black screen and just be like, yes, the yellow. My God.
My God, the yellow Protoss with the sick plate.
Absolutely godlike storms coming
Absolutely
down.
dunking on the yellow Protoss.
The yellow Protoss is playing absolutely out of their mind, and they are completely crushing the yellow Protoss.
The only way you can beat a yellow Protoss is by being a yellow Protoss.
Yep. Hold on. Do we have variations in the build right now?
The yellow Protoss or the yellow Protoss?
Nope. It looks like they're doing the same general strategy here. Just scouting, checking out the base. Actually, it looks like... Nope. Ashen is getting an extra Zealot, while Naklar is going straight into Dragoon production. Ashen's Cyber Core is not spinning. Oh, Ashen is going to a very fast Robo Bay. In fact, the Zealot does manage to kill the scouting probe, so Naklar is in the dark on this Robo Bay. Just go back into the regular time now.
Usually indicative of like fast reavers or something.
Yes, that seems about like what it's going to be. So, yep, there goes the Robo for Ashen is just completed, while Naklar's is only halfway. Ashen is actually just going straight into Observers, so playing very safely, actually. So we'll see where Naklar wants to take this. Their Robo just finished, so we're going to see if we're going straight into Observers, or Naklar is going right into a support bay. It's So we're probably going to see, and naklar is also moving out across the map, so we're probably going to see a shuttle and a reaver coming out from naklar's bay, while Ashen just only has observer tech. Looks like they are not starting their support bay. Oh. Yep. naklar wants to try to push up, but his dragoons are missing a lot of shots, and doesn't quite take out the hold. However, a dumb dragoon micro moment happens, and Ashen gifts a free dragoon to naklar's cause. Yeah, there might be a space for naklar to just kind of brute force his dragoons up the ramp, but the zealot kind of complicates that math, and naklar's gonna have to run away. Yes, and the reaver is just about halfway for naklar as he's getting his expansion. So, yeah, Ashen isn't even close to expanding yet, so it is looking like naklar is taking a bit of a lead here. They're about even on dragoons. The only real difference is Ashen has 3 gateways, so his dragoon count is going to explode a lot faster. Yeah. naklar definitely got the earlier reaver. Pretty good SimCity by both players. There's not going to be a lot of units getting stuck behind buildings on either side. Looks like Ashen is just now about to take his expansion, which is going to be a whole Nexus build time behind naklar's. Additionally, naklar is up 5 workers, so that lead might get exponential here as he gets 2 fully mining bases. Where's the citadel? Oh, it's up behind the assimilator, which Ashen has not scouted yet. So he might be taken surprise if naklar ambushes him with Templar tech in a bit. naklar's not making a shuttle for his reaver, so he definitely, I guess, is taking a very defensive approach to this game. Whereas Ashen's first reaver is about to come out, and he has the shuttle ready. Additionally, I think it's really hard to tell the army supply. Either the observer gets picked off for free as it just lumbers over the Ashen's Protoss army. And now that the shuttle has a reaver in it, he's probably going to then go in. Oh no, yeah, okay. Ashen might just be trying to take a 3rd base here. Yep, naklar is making a lot of high-tech units. He's getting a High Templar as well as 2 Dark Templar. So, doesn't look like he's researched Storm yet, but even just getting like maybe some Archons would be huge. Okay, there's Storm and the Dark Templar wall. Ashen is doing pretty good with his observer production, or he has, you know, an observer over the base, an observer with his army, which is about what you want. There might be a possibility for Dark Templar to get up into the natural or main and start taking swipes at probes. Ashen's forges, is that double forge from Ashen? just one and then the Citadel. With the Forge coming up, he's probably going to throw a single cannon in his main and then a cannon in his natural to defend from any attempts at Dark Templar, which it looks like naklar is going to try to go for a Dark Templar drop, but Ashen's own shuttle, they're going to see, oh, yep, the Ashen's own shuttle sees naklar's, and it's with the delayed fog of war, so naklar did not see Ashen's shuttle coming up. Alright, time to see how successful this DT drop is. The observer isn't renegotiating, or the observer isn't moving into a better position, but okay, the DTs have been dropped in the main. Looks like they've been told to just stay there for a while to see if Ashen is going to counter anything. DTs walk right up to the probe line, and so anyways, they started swiping. That is 4 and 7 probe kills so far. But as the army retreats back, 8 probe kills, 9, 10. Yeah, the Dark Templar are killing a control group's worth of probes, plus interest. So that was probably, I'd say, that's a very successful drop.
They needed the extra for how long they were standing around.
True. They had overtime work to make up. Let's see, what's our gate count for either player looking at? We have 6 gates in the main of Ashen, as well as 7 in the, 8 in the main of naklar, so naklar has a healthier gateway count, and that can oftentimes just be enough to win the game. However, he isn't, his macro is slipping a little bit. He's looking like he's about to get supply blocked, and he's floating a lot of minerals, so there's room here for Ashen to be able to get some more gateways online and make up the difference. Ashen's third is now up before naklar's third. So let's see. Naklar's going to try to take a fight on this high ground, it looks like, so we're going to see how it goes. He does have a high Templar with the group, so if he gets some really good storms on these Dragoons, looks like he... Ooh, it looked like his shuttle, which was carrying his Reaver, got taken out. And the storms are not really carrying his army as much as he needs them to be. Although Ashen isn't even trying to micro out of them. He's losing a lot of Dragoons, health, and shields to him. Ultimately, naklar is going to have to retreat. Yeah, in fact, I think he lost both of his Reavers in that shuttle, unless this one, nope, by no miracle, there are not 2 Reavers sitting in a shuttle at his base. So that was a really bad engagement for naklar. And with that, I mean, Ashen, he's just walking across the map and he's going to kill him, from the looks of things. Yeah. Naklar's trying to target down observers so that he can make some Dark Templar and trying to push these Dragoons out. But Ashen's doing a really good job of keeping his observers behind his own Dragoon force. And now he has full reign over the natural, so this Nexus should die pretty quickly. Non-lookable.
Though Ashen lost 2 observers.
He has 1 remaining.
Low health, too. I don't think it's gonna matter, though.
Yeah. I mean, half of naklar's probes are dead, his natural is gone. It's just a matter of time before Ashen is able to just rally enough units over to kill him. I wonder where Ashen's own Reaver is, but okay, there's a High Templar, and once he's able to storm sort of the Zealot Brigade that's blocking the ramp, that should be the game. But he's decided, you know what, I don't even have to kill your main, I'm just gonna go kill your third and break your spirit. but naklar's trying to get a sneaky base down at the bottom right. So, yeah, naklar's trying his hardest to stay in this game. He does eventually push out. He has a lot of zealots. Reckons good meat shield. He has an okay number of dragoons. Not great, not even really good. So we're going to see. He's just going to try to walk across the map, but he's down 50 supply compared to Ashen, and Ashen is quickly catching up on the tech front. He's getting his own high Templar. His observers are about to be fully upgraded. And his forges are spinning. So it's looking pretty bad for naklar. Right, here comes a good attempt. Ashen's forces haven't really fully reinforced yet, so possible this Dragoon attack is going to be able to... No. There's too many speed zealots, too much meat.
I feel like the only possible way back into this game is if somehow Ashen lost all his observers and he had a bunch of DTs or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, the harassment, the DT harassment earlier was really good, but he did when he had that one really bad attack where he lost 2 Reavers and a shuttle at the same time, and it's like, yeah, that's hard to come back from. So that means that Ashen is up a game. A-Bug is up 2 games. And Blobfish is up a game. Right. I think so. I think that's right. Time to get into Ashen versus A-Bug. Welcome to the replay.
Turns out my mouse is just done, so I had to steal my sister's gaming mouse.
Nice. So you can
Which
use
is not here.
the 50 keys that are on the side of it to...
Yeah, I am not a fan. I'm used to the cheap mouse with 3 buttons instead of a billion buttons.
Yeah.
And also like extra wide, like another finger like rests on it than normally would.
That sounds just awkward.
It is. I don't know how she plays with this thing.
Alright. On the top spawn of Neosylphid, we have A-Bug with the orange Zerg Brood, and going for the 3-0 in the group. And in the bottom right of Neosylphid, we have Ashen with the magenta Protoss tribe. Going for his second win, I think. 'Cause I think he did lose to Blobfish.
Ready to turn the competition to ashes.
True. He doesn't have fire bats. What are you talking about? Character plan
No,
for
but
90s IBM ball mouse, the true Brood War experience. Alright.
Yep.
Yep, we'll see if Ash is going to go for Gateway first or Forge first. He's going for the Gateway expand. While A-Bug is going for the very fast, or the, was this a 12 pool, right?
I was not paying attention.
Then we're going to say it's a 12 pool, and because it kind of was at 11, I'm not sure. He goes pool, and then hatchery. Scouts the gateway.
12 was pretty average. It's not that fast.
Yeah. It's faster than 12 hatch.
Drone block, though.
True. So we have 6 Zerglings running out on the map, and they're probably just going to run straight down and try to cause as much problem for Ashen as they can, while A-Bug goes up to 3 bases, taking his 3rd base at the mineral only, which is interesting. We'll watch some.
Oh, the Lings got in.
Welp. It be like that sometimes. Luckily, the Zealots can kind of retreat to the Lurker Egg, and
well, the Lings just decided to leave anyway, so they're like, we're sorry.
they killed 1 probe and said, okay, we're done. We've had enough. We're full. We don't need to eat anything else, and ran out.
Our job here is done. They just came to assassinate that 1 probe.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, alright, this is your target.
The probe was sending them BM before the game.
It was about sending the message.
Yeah, so Ashen is a pretty good position. He hasn't really taken too much damage. I mean, 1 probe dying, 2 probes dying to Berserk. You expect that kind of stuff. But his wall is intact. He's got a good Zealot number. He's getting his tech up, whereas A-Bug is also doing pretty good. They're getting up to 4 hatcheries. Yeah. See what the plan is. The Zealots move out and take out a lot of about half of the Zerglings. There isn't even, oh yeah, because A-Bug doesn't even have a gas built up yet, so he doesn't even have Zergling speed.
Didn't he do this last game where he didn't take any gases for a long time and just made a bunch of Lings?
Yeah, but last game he got some pretty decent damage in with his early Ling Flood. This game, it's looking like Ashen might be able to walk up here and do some damage of his own.
Yeah, it looks like he might just be able to, like, just run the Zealots in and just end the game.
Yeah, I mean, the Sunken is just about done, but is he going to be able to save the drones from halfway across the map? The Zealots are going to start moving over, so he might be able to target it down. Nope, the drones are going to try.
Oh, he does block the Sunken, though.
Yeah.
With the drones.
Yeah, drones dancing on Zealots. Like, Zealots, a Sunken just out of range. Well, it was out of range of, like, this corner. I stand by what I said, Fuzzy Branch. So A-Bug didn't take too much damage from this, and they're getting their first gases up. However, they are still, like, lower on workers. So, yeah, they're building a lot of Zerglings, but, I mean, there isn't really any weak points in this wall for them to really run through and slip through and kill 30 probes. As is, I mean,
the Zealots basically are wall.
Yeah.
Like towering over the Zerglings that dare try to approach it.
Mm-hmm. Zealots are made out of, like, concrete and anger.
Basically. They're concrete with, like, side blades.
Yeah.
Walls of death.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't want to try to run up to a Zealot wall. +1 is on the way here for the Zealots, so Ashen's going to have a pretty strong, like, Corsair Zealot push out. I mean, there's 2 Overlords who are kind of just, like, sitting out for free at Ashen's base. The first Corsair is going to go in for the Scout, but the second one would once it sees that there aren't going to be any Scourge, they'll be able to kill the Overlords in base. True. I mean, that's after they get the speed upgrade, though, so...
Yeah.
Ashen tries to take out an Overlord, but Hydras shoot it away, while the second Corsair does start the cleanup in the main. Scares an Overlord into a Photon Cannon, and then this one, who's trying to bravely run back to his 3rd base home, is going to get ignored by the Corsairs and live for another day. The luckiest Overlord.
Not today.
Not today.
Your time will come, but not today, says the Corsairs.
Yeah, he's like, this flies by and just like, remember, you're alive to go and tell the others.
Exactly.
Ashen has halted Corsair production, going to Templar tech. Standard stuff, standard stuff. A bug is getting his hydralisks, his layers, and we'll probably be going in for a more secure contain. The Zealots move out just as +1 is close to completing to kind of get these Zerglings to back off a little bit.
He's got some High Templar coming out.
So now he should be pretty much safe from all the hydralisks that a bug can throw at him. He's just going for a zealot, a massive zealot run by the natural, I guess.
I don't know about this one, Chief.
Yeah, that one looks a little not optimal. That looks like an optimizer move.
It'd be optimal if he did it on optimizer.
True. See, if this map was optimizer, those zealots would have like killed the third base. Would have been amazing.
Yeah, they just gain a bunch of stats because they've been optimized.
True. They're like, wait a minute, this isn't a meme map. We're useless. Alright, A-Bug is setting up the Hydra contain, but Ashen's going to try to push out. He has 5 High Templar, 3 of which have storms, 1 of which... Ooh, double storms on the Hydras. Does not double the damage, but still, Storm is a pretty good unit, so the Hydras are scared away.
Who would win? A bunch of highly evolved bugs or a few stormy boys?
Take that stormy boy bet every day, man. A bug dives in, doesn't even lose all his Hydralisks, and snipes off like half of Ashen's High Templar. That was a really good move.
Yeah. Still quite a few left though, at the cost of quite a few Hydras. But more Hydras coming in. Is there enough storms to deal with this?
One storm, but a bug kind of just moves his Hydralisk from right through it, pokes all the High Templar.
Well, that answers my question. No.
Yeah. The Zealots will clean up because they are just very, very, very angry men.
Not optimized though. These
not,
are
not
This is the wrath of unoptimized zealots.
True.
Now imagine what an optimized zealot looks like now.
It's like a bug hosted this game in use map, or Ashen hosted this game in use map settings and gave his zealots like 20 base attack. It's like, yes, this is optimal. Big storm weakens up all the Hydras, and the zealots should be able to help clear up.
This is how the game should be balanced.
True. Every Protoss unit should have at least like twice as much attack as it has right now. Alright. I mean, this is a really scrappy game. They've been trading fights pretty evenly up to this point, but the difference is behind all of this, A-Bug is getting his 4th base, while Ashen is still on 2. So it makes me think A-Bug is trading a bit more efficiently in all this. I mean,
yeah.
We have not seen any real cash money storms.
I know what you mean.
Okay. Some of the wandering overlords are starting to get picked off by the Corsairs remaining. It feels like now it's Where is... Ashen is pretty
Those High
consistently
Templar are like, why don't we just walk? Why do we float so slowly?
Please. Commander, I have legs. And it's like, no. Look how cool the floating is. Please, Commander, there's hydralisks everywhere.
Seriously though, I feel like the High Templar would move faster if they just walked. They just moved their legs and they're like, no, we want to float.
Yeah. It's like, please run faster, the Zerg are coming for you. And they're like, hee hee, blue shadow man. Oh, Storm takes care of 3 hydras that were trying to flank. But Bug is continuing to build more. And Ashen is also continuing to build more, but he isn't getting a third base behind any of this, so a Bug's minerals are kind of ballooning and is starting to be able to just resupply however as fast as he wants. He's getting extra hatcheries. Yeah. What are the upgrades looking at? Zerg is at 1-1 and Protoss is at 1-1, so upgrades are even, but Zerg is about to have 2-2 and Protoss hasn't started any of their second upgrades.
Yeah. There's a worm on the hydras in the choke, and another big one trying to come through.
Decent storm spaces the hydras out.
I think Ashen is enough to break through here. Fee, possibly.
Well, Ashen killed one of his own zealots for traitorous thoughts, but yeah, Fuzzy Brush in chat says that Ashen has to do damage now, and I kind of agree with that. A Bug is getting a bunch of extra hatcheries, and he has a 4th base online. He has 9 more drones. He has a huge bank to resupply any like bad trade. Okay, Ashen's probe is finally going out to get a 3rd base, but it might just be too little too late if a Bug moves out with a huge Hydra lurker force. Alright, there's the first Hydralisks. Ashen does have the observers ready now. So I guess it's time to just see how this might just come down to execution here. A lot of Ashen's forces got a little split up there. We got a lot of damage on things. The Hydras juke out of the storm. So I think only 1 more storm left in his High Templar. I mean, it's doing damage. I think it took about 4 Hydralisks down. But it ruins those storms for like the lurkers and the huge battles. A-Bug is catching up in supply, and it's never a good sign when you're not Zerg against Zerg.
I mean, these hydras are starting to look pretty scary. They have 2-2. Protoss still on just 1-0. And there's a lot of Zerg supply heading his way.
Yep. He's throwing out storms because the High Templar are going to die otherwise, but the storms don't actually kill any Hydralisks. They soften them up a little bit, but a softened up Hydra can still shoot. It's still pretty deadly if there's a bunch of other Hydralisks you're trying to kill first. Okay, this is a pretty good fight for... It's hard to tell. Oh my, it was looking like it was in Ashen's favor, and then the Dragoon just all took turns falling over and turning into puddles of blue goop. Okay.
There's also these, like... Sorry.
No,
I'm not good at this thing.
We're amateurs. This is why I say this is the unofficial RSL cast, because that way we don't have to worry about like the commentary being like quality. We're not sponsored by RSL, so I don't have to if you know something happens and it's not good quality, I don't have to apologize.
Maybe you could ask Elise to be sponsored, like
true.
Yo, Elise, give me money to get.
Elise, I mean, I would take it just so I could like post in the announcements pages like, least please Give me access to the announcements channel.
From the lurkers.
Ashen tries pushing out again, but he doesn't have any observers.
Observers.
And he just
There's one, but it's like way back. It's just chilling.
Yeah, and he only made zealots with that wave, so the lurkers will tear through them. A-Bug is actually now taking the other main. Ashen has a Corsair that might be able to scout it, but he's just chilling.
I was actually gonna mention that when I was like interrupting earlier.
Oh really? That was
like, yeah, there's like the third base going down over here for the Protoss, and then the Zerg taking the other main. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the question is that too little too late, right? I mean, A-Bug has been on 4 bases for a pretty long time now, and they've already gotten to the 5th. And Ashen's Storms have just barely not been there in dealing with the Hydralisks, so he's been having to just remake his army. And A-Bug is actually double in supply now, which, that's not good.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, at least he's catching up on the upgrades, because the Zerg has been on 2-2 forever, but it's not gonna matter, probably.
Yeah, I mean, when you're 50 supply behind the Zerg, the Zerg is just insanely far ahead. However, I mean, A-Bug...
Yeah. However, when the Zerg is 50 supply behind you, the Zerg is fine. No,
yeah, the Zerg doesn't need supply. If anything will tip this in Ashen's favor is A-Bug has a lot of pockets of Hydralisks all around the map that seem to have been forgotten about. So it's...
I mean, I'm sure they'll get over there eventually. They're just taking the grand tour.
Right, they're stopping, taking tourist photos.
Yeah, they're on a road trip.
Alright. Guess we're just gonna see where this game goes from here. A-Bug has, you know...
He's probably just gonna try and get all of his Hydras across the map and then move into the net.
I mean, that does sound like a winning move. Ashen doesn't have infinite storms, and he is throwing them out a lot. There's a really nice storm game. A-Bug is on top of it and like moves the Hydras away right as they come down. Snipes the Observer, which is always very important for Zerg to do, and Ashen just says, you know what, you've contained me, GG. And A-Bug takes the game off of Ashen, which means that A-Bug 3-0'd the group. So, congrats to A-Bug for that. And that also...
It's a strong bug.
The very strong bug. That's what's missing from his name. He's not just A-Bug, he's a very strong bug.
The strongest bug.
The strongest. Our final game is going to be blobfish versus naklar and another PVZ. I think naklar lost both of his games, so I can't. Not just A-Bug, he's the bug. I think I lost track of if blobfish and naklar, like how many games they've won. I think they've both won a game, but I'm not entirely sure. But we'll see if they win this game as they play each other.
You want to split up the intros, like you introduce one player, I introduce the other?
Sure. I'll start in the top right corner of Eclipse. We have blobfish from Team Rev, repping the white Zerg.
And in the bottom left corner, representing the magenta Protoss tribe, it is naklar.
Alright, let's speed up these first couple of minutes. Yeah. very curious to see what how this game goes. Because I think there might, I can't remember. Pretty sure Blobfish won their first game, so they might be in position to get a second out of the group. But I don't know. We'll see, I guess. I lost track of records here. Okay, naklar opens gateway first, and naklar goes for, I think that's 12 pool.
We're gonna say it's 12 pool again.
We're gonna keep saying it's 12 pool because it looked like 12 pool.
Here come the first 6 lings across the map. There's not a wall yet.
No, so when this happens, when you're going gateway first, yeah, so he has the right idea where he pulled the zealot back to the ramp and blocked it with probes and the zealot, but oh no. Yeah, no, blobfish is going to be able to force his way in. Luckily the zealots have done a really good damage of spreading, really good job of spreading damage over these zerglings, so they probably won't be able to get too much done here, but it's still very annoying because the zerglings are basically going to be able to sneak one.
You got a second probe.
Yeah. Zerglings will be able to pretty much just be annoying and force naklar to dedicate a lot of micro to, like a zealot, from keeping the zergling. Oh my god. The hero zergling killing a third probe.
He's going 3 hatch and he's getting his lair.
Okay. Okay. See where he takes it from here. Blobfish transfers his guys down to the expansion. A couple more zerglings coming out across the map just to keep naklar honest. And naklar is sending his 4 zealots across the map to keep blobfish honest. We got ourselves a couple of honest StarCraft players here.
It's too honest. Who's lying?
I know. When are the cannons going to be made at in someone's base? Where's the Dark Templar?
If you can't see them, well,
what?
You probably don't have protection.
Alright, well the zealots are just kind of walking up. There's no sunken colonies here for blobfish, but naklar kind of... His zealots came over, saw the creep, and they said, yep, that's Zerg over there, and they're gonna walk back, make their way home.
Right in the spire now.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be going for those mutas, the mutt-mutts.
The zealots take a fight out in the middle of the map, but pretty bad engagement. A lot of them are taken out. There aren't really that many replacements made at home, so yeah.
Fair number. How many holes are in that wall? Is it just the one?
Well, you just really need the one, don't you?
Yeah, I guess so. If the blings just slip by, like it's 1 probe, 2 probes, 3 probes.
Oh man, you hate
4
to see
probes,
it.
5 probes, 6 probes, 7, 8.
8 dead probes. Yeah,
9
that's...
dead probes.
Oh,
Maybe.
it's about to be. 9,
10, 11.
They're chasing. Yep.
12.
Blobfish got a control group worth of probes killed in that run by, which was far more successful than it had any right to be. I actually do also think that the area between the forge and the egg is open, but I might be wrong about that.
I'm not sure. I can barely remember Terran Wallen's like...
Honestly, remembering like Protoss Wallens is the hardest part about the race. It's like, how the fuck do gateways work with forges again? It's just okay, sure, whatever. put 50 zealots between them. Now,
Then one zealot's just like misplaced, and he just like opens the door for the zerglings. Then you lose 12 probes.
so now blobfish's mutalisks are out, and they see the Corsair. And mutalisks, when the Corsair numbers are pretty low, mutalisks can actually fight them. And
Well,
so,
it is like 5 to 1, 4 to 1 now, but
yeah, oh man, naklar is getting a lot of damage. I'm trying to select the zealots so I can see how many kills it has, but it's not telling us.
it's even already got Scourge out. So
Yeah, so any replacement Corsairs coming out from naklar, the Scourge will be able to deal with, but I mean, naklar is getting rid of a good number of probes. He got rid of what?
apparently the zealot got 8 kills total.
That's crazy. I think some of those might have been zerglings back in the main, but
Yeah.
that is still crazy. Alright, naklar's putting up 2 evolution chambers, so he's probably going to, or blobfish is putting up 2 evolution chambers, so he's probably going to do a hydralisk switch here, start upgrading that. Though the den hasn't come down yet, and he's just kind of,
Wait.
I don't know, that is a scary amount of mutalisks coming across the map.
Double Stargate, but he's going Corsair. Shake my head.
Should have been
Where are the
scouts.
scouts?
Oh no, even with double star, if those Scourge connect, the pair do, they take down one of the Corsairs, but blobfish is just trying to be tricky, microing his mutalisks. Fortunately, this
How
is
do
not...
scouts fare against mutas?
Decently, I want to say. I think for their cost, it's pretty bad because like you can get like 3 mutalisks for 1 scout, but like 1 scout versus 1 mutalisk, like the scout does a lot of damage. They do 28 damage per shot, so that gets changed to 14 versus a mutalisk, so 10 shots.
But not worth it for the cost.
Yeah, I mean, because like if they come up with like to build 2 scouts, it's like 550 minerals. So if you have 5 mutalisks or 2 scouts, I don't know. Actually, that might work out in the scouts' favor. They do a lot of damage.
I guess you'd have to test it out.
Yeah, I'm have to start.
There's probably a reason people don't make scouts that much, as far as I know.
They're very bad. They cost 275 minerals and 125 mass. Okay, well, blobfish gets a lot of probe kills there with the Muta harass, while naklar is just running Corsairs across the map just in time for the hydralisks to start popping out. Most of blobfish's overlords are at the 3rd base, though. Oh, they're gonna get 1 before blobfish starts trying to micro it and get rid of the Corsairs. Gonna get 2. Start flying away.
Oh, gonna get another one? Or not?
Nah. They're just gonna run out, and they might start looking for the mule. Oh, 2 Corsairs are
They're gonna pick up. Oh, they're gonna get picked off by these mutas.
2 Corsairs is not enough to deal with that many mutalisks, but the mules will take a lot of damage, so the 4 in the back as they're coming up should be able to clean them off.
Clean them by purification.
Yes. naklar clearly needs to practice his his muta micro, because those moving shots on the Corsairs are not as clean as they should be. He's going to try
Herd of overlords.
Try to get a lot of damage done to the overlords, but loses 2 Corsairs in the process. Naklar's moving up the Templar tech, and blobfish is continuing to get his Hydralisks maxed out.
Well, here comes the Hydra bust, but he's got like
5
he's
cannons,
got cannons
and no
ready.
storms.
Yeah.
Blobfish is kind of almost anti-microing the Hydralisk. He's targeting down the gateway instead of diving on the cannons. But, I mean, when you have that many Hydralisks, can it be enough?
No, it's not enough.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah, I think if
Needs
he just...
another wave. Like, he's got a bunch sitting at home. He's just gotta send the rest across the map.
Yeah, I think if he had just dived in with those Hydralisks and targeted down the cannons, he would have won there. But these Zealots, you know, the A-moving Hydralisk prioritized the Zealots, so they had enough time to sort of take it out. And the Dark Templar comes out, and he's going to completely prevent... Oh, actually, no, he's not even going to start attacking the Hydralisk. He's just moving straight to Blobfish's base.
He's a man on a mission.
True. Fortunately, there are a lot of overlords sitting around, so it will be interesting to see how his mission goes.
Watch him just die instantly. Mission failed.
Oh, he gets in!
Oh, he gets it. Yeah, but
He's
alright,
only gonna
1, 2,
three
3, 4.
drone
Oh no,
kills.
3.
So... Oh, and another DT sneaks right past. However, Blobfish is diving, but he's not really dodging the storms as well as he could be. And so a lot of Hydralisks are just taking so much damage.
Yeah. Probably should have waited to like pool all of the Hydralisks.
Yeah, Naklar's just getting every second Naklar's just getting a lot of more Hydra, or a lot more High Templar, some Dark Templar coming out, so...
I mean, the Dark Templar is kind of just chilling here.
True. And also, that is a lot of overlords sitting with this Hydra army, and unfortunately I think...
Like, he just sends them in to tank the shots or something.
Yeah, it's like he moves the overlords towards like, storm these! I almost think it'd be funny if he researched drop and just unloaded in this little free corner in Naklar's main. Some Hydralisks come around to try and do some damage, but...
I think that would actually be kind of sick if it worked out.
Yeah, like the drop? That would absolutely...
And the DT died.
Unfortunate. Blobfish comes in again, doesn't take too much damage from the storm. Is trying to target down the forge to prevent Naklar from getting +2 weapons. Unfortunately, Naklar now has the freedom to just kind of start moving forward and taking the fight to Blobfish. Again, that is a lot of overlords. Luckily, they do have speed, so they can just run away. Blobfish doing a great job of sniping down those High Templar, though. Naklar is going to have to remake them.
Naklar about to take a third.
See getting up there to try and match blobfish, who's on 4 bases right now, but the Mews are going to come in and probably
yeah.
force a cancel.
It's like his spidey senses were tingling.
Yeah. Target's on the probe, and then he's going to turn down the axis, so probably force the cancel. Some Dragoons are coming up. He might barely be able to save it, but he says, no, I'm not going to take that chance. It just gives it the old cancel. Upgrades for blobfish are sitting at 1-2, not terrible. In fact,
Is that a control group of lurkers? It's almost. It's 11 lurkers.
Yeah, that is a pretty dangerous army, but unfortunately naklar does have the observer. So maybe once these overlords get into position, he'll be able to snipe it down. Looks like that's what he's trying to do. Oh, the observer pulls back, and the second one, more health, the healthier one comes up to replace it. And naklar kind of just has some really sick storms and runs over this entire Zerg army. Yeah, that was a huge loss for blobfish. He said 11 lurkers. Like, that's an insane investment.
Yeah, well, he's making more.
True. I mean, he has 4 bases. I wouldn't be surprised to see him try and take the top left. And just kind of expand that way.
But here comes the Protoss army, and the Zerg army is actually pretty split up. There's not a ton of Hydras left.
Yeah. Hydras, not careful. Like, these Hydras over here are bunched up in a way that makes them very stormable, but yep, they get stormed.
Yeah. But lurkers coming in from the back, I don't think it'll be enough, especially since there's an observer here. There's a High Templar.
High Templar does get picked off, but I mean, Dragoons will still beat lurkers.
Is this it?
This might be it. I mean, Hive is almost done. He's making Zerglings now. You never want to be in a position as Zerg where you're just like, I don't know, select all my larvae and make Zerglings. So unfortunately, these Zealots will tear them to pieces.
He's just gonna ignore the army and try to run by, but
changes
or not. He's coming back. It's like, well, I guess I'm dead anyway, or dead if I don't fight anyway.
Yeah. Tries to flank the Dragoons, but naklar has some pretty decent micro on the Dragoons. Keeps them all alive, actually, which is pretty impressive. Yeah, the Hydra Den looks like it's about to go down. If he kills that, then blobfish's ability to stay in the game is drastically reduced. He's getting the adrenal glands for his Zerglings, so maybe the future Zerglings will be able to have a lot more damage. But,
I think he had an opportunity to like run into the main and just kill a bunch of drones with zealots.
Yeah.
Like ignore the Hydras.
Yeah, like once the Hydra Den is dead, just saying, okay, I'm gonna go. Where are the drones at? I'm gonna go kill those.
Where the drones at?
naklar moving to take his 4th base as blobfish begins to like seesaw back across the map with a pretty small Hydralisk force that's going to actually run right into an ambush and surround itself with zealots. So he's going to lose a lot.
Running into the loving arms of angry zealot men.
Mm-hmm. Those Hydralisks chose peace, but the zealots chose war.
know only hate.
They know only hate and pain and Psyblades.
Yes.
Alright, we have something, I guess, you know, it's a good time for a Zergling run by. The adrenal glands have been up there, so they do a lot of damage. A mist storm. I'm just gonna start trying to tear through this house here. Try to target down the forge, but the cannons just have too much DPS.
Does the Protoss even have any more air units to kill?
I don't think he does. I also saw Blobfish was making a lot of Scourge. I think that might have been a misclick of just hitting SS.
Right. I mean, he could kill the observers if you really want to make sure they're going to die. Just maximum overkill, you run a bunch of Scourge on observer. Like.
I mean, that is essentially what he paid for. All his Scourge died and all of that. Speaking of the observer. Storms come down.
That observer is gonna die, one way or the other.
Just kind of start finishing off this base. They're going to go for the sunken column and kill that. Just a couple of volleys. And naklar really just has to reinforce his army here and take out Blobfish's 4th base.
We get it before the Hydras shoo him away, though, or just kill him.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like the hatchery is going to die. Or no, the hatchery isn't going to die.
No. Just barely. 75 health.
Yeah, 70s. That's crazy. And these Hydras are going to try to do a movement around. That's a lot of cannons. The Hydras should be able to clear them up. Hydras are pretty good. Unfortunately, the cannons will buy enough time for the Zealots to get up here. Scare these people. Or one Hydra will stay alive and really destroy a photon cannon. I mean, the 4th base of Blobfish is very damaged, but I mean, it's still mining. And I don't know if naklar really has the forces to... I don't know, if naklar just sent some units over, like 5 Zealots, and he's like, I'm just gonna right-click down that hatchery. That would be a pretty good trade. It looks like he's just going for a straight-up push. Bringing his little army, some High Templar.
Doesn't have an observer with this army, though.
No. So he's gonna.
There's a few workers.
Yeah, he's gonna have to wait for them to catch up there before he actually pushes in.
Well, it's finally here.
See how this works. The workers are spread pretty well, so he's gonna have to use swarms on each one of them. And those Zealots just do a lot of damage. It's a very sick worker swarm fires off. And the unfortunate thing about Dark Templar being mixed into your army with the Zealots is that even when the opponent doesn't have overlords, the Dark Templar will get killed by lurkers.
Yeah.
And yeah, Blobfish's 4th is still alive. He now has a Defiler out, so there's probably going to be plagues getting thrown down to really weaken the Protoss army. There he goes. It only hits a couple Zealots in the green mode, but that's a couple Zealots in the green mode now that he's much weaker. But the 4th is going to get traded for it. Yeah, Blobfish is actually mined out of his main and nearly mined out of his natural, so losing this 4th base is actually pretty rough for him. He has a replacement down in the bottom right, but I mean, it's going to take a while before it really kicks up. I mean, he's at nearly half the workers of
I mean, with the way it's mined out, he's got 3 mining bases, but 2 of them have like half the minerals, so it's essentially like 2-based economy. Because like the Protoss has like actually also 2 mining bases, but also way more armies, so.
But and one Zergling doing his best to tear down the 5th.
And, you know, you gotta give him props for trying to tear down that
Nexus.
Tear down.
Yep. So that is the game there. Naklar beats blobfish, and somebody advances from this group aside from a bug. It's one of the 3 players.